in general, like from A to Z. So if you're curious about why this relationship isn't working, you'll seek answers, right? But if you're not curious and you just stay in that kind of, well, I don't know why it's not working, you'll never fix anything. So it's the same with making friends. It's the same with having these bite-sized conversations. If you're not curious about how this would affect your relationship with your child, there's no motivation to do it. To find some way, I say this to my kids all the time, find some way to engage in your own curiosity. And if you can really tap into being curious, you'll always be learning, which is what you're supposed to do your whole life. Until you die, you're supposed to be learning, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
And if not, wouldn't you be bored? Wouldn't you be bored stiff if you just kind of went through every day not learning or not being curious about something? Yeah. Even if you go to a 9-to-5 job and you fish, and that's shouldn't you be curious at least about fishing? Have somewhere that you have some kind of curiosity in life.
Curiosity is a good word, and I think it's a good word for self-awareness too. Just
that's where I always think of it, is like when people get curious about their own, how their mind works, then they've got it. Because once you can witness yourself without judging, just being like, oh, wow, I'm going down that rabbit hole again.
Right.
Now you've got your power.
That is absolutely, I agree with that 100%. And even with parenting, when you can be curious about your kid instead of judgy or I already know he's going to do that or whatever you do normally, to just be curious and to see how they'll react. Well, how will this shake down? Let me see how she processes that or how she decides to take action or not. I'm just curious to see what's next.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what she'll say when I ask her, did you turn your homework in today?
God, Leanne, you have such a great vocabulary for this too, because even what's next, like what comes up for me with that is the idea that it's just a long journey. There's not the end of this. It's not like, okay, I got to teach my kid to be this and then I'm done. And likewise, your kids are always going to have some other opportunity in front of them, some other what's next. And so I think so often there's like just this anxiety about getting your kids to a place, like getting them to this school or getting them to college or getting them wherever. But really, it's about giving them the tools to always be able to do whatever it is that's next.
I think
in
that's
a lot of
right.
ways.
And to not give them the illusion that you're ever done.
Yeah.
Right. I say that to my kids all the time. I learned something today. And guess what? I'll learn something tomorrow. And you're never done. I am not the same person I was in my 30s. And that person wasn't the same person as I was in my 20s. They're all built upon, right? So you can't believe that at 18, that's who you are. Because that's absolutely not, it's not possible for that to be true. You haven't experienced so many things in your life. So, I mean, I say this to them too. I got married with no roadmap. Both parents divorced. Mom divorced 6 times. So
that's a lot of times.
Yeah, borderline personality disorder. Hi. So I had no roadmap. I had no way of knowing. So how did I approach marriage? With a lot of curiosity. How does this work? How am I supposed to be in this relationship? When do I speak up and when do I not? How will this last forever? I think so, but I don't have any example of that. So how do I make that last forever? How do I take care of myself so that I make sure this goes on? To have them apply that to their job or to their friend or anything. I may want to do softball today. Do I want to do it forever? Is this something, to be curious about it? Just to be curious.